Let me ask you something. How many online courses have you bought in the last 12 months? And now, how many of them did you actually finish? Here is a number that changed the way how I think about my entire business. More than 70% of the people who buy online courses never log in. I'm not talking about finishing a course. I'm talking about they don't even open it. So if you're building a course right now, you are spending weeks recording modules, designing slides, or setting up your learning portals, you are building something that 7 out of 10 people or your buyers never even gonna look at it. This is not a product problem, this is a model problem. And in this video, I'm going to show you a model that I switched to and how it generated me close to $11,000 from just 10 people and why it is the best model as compared to selling courses. Now, here is the model that I want you to sit with for a second. Information in 2026 is everywhere. You can literally watch a YouTube video for free and can get the information. You can order a book from Amazon by paying $10 to $15, can get the information, or you can download a free PDF, can get the information. That means information at this point is free, cheap, and everywhere. It is not something which is scarce. What is scarce is the implementation, and that is what people are paying premium prices for. Now, the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it, that gap itself is worth thousands of dollars to someone. And the model that bridges this gap is not a course. It is a micro workshop. And here is why I say this. When somebody buys a course, they are buying a product which they are intending to use it someday. But when somebody is investing in a live workshop, they are not buying a product, they are committing to a live event where they're going to show up. And we know that when people show up, they implement the stuff. And when they implement the stuff, they get the results. And when somebody gets the results, they completely trust you now. And that is something which no funnel, no sales page, or no strategy or tactic can do. Trust in 2026 is every single thing. And that is what converts a lead or a prospect or a small committed buyer to commit with you on a much bigger level. Let me show you exactly what this looked like in my business. Now, I run a micro offer ecosystem which has 3 levels. Level number 1 is micro offer. So it is a $7 offer that I'm currently running paid ads on. It is autopilot 24/7, and I'm spending anywhere between $20 to $50 per day on a complete cold traffic. And it's been more than 2 months I'm running this model, and I already have almost around 200 paid buyers. I'm not talking about leads or prospects. These are paid buyers who have paid me anywhere from $7. We have order bumps, we have upsell, and the highest product in this funnel is $397. So someone from a cold traffic has paid me anywhere from $7 to $397. These are the 200 paid buyers that I got in the last 2 months. Now, the role of this $7 offer is not to make me rich. I don't want to get rich for this. I cannot even. The job of this offer is to find serious buyers, because I know the key idea is this: paid buyers are not equal to free leads. They are much more committed people. They show up or they consume the stuff that they paid for, they implement the stuff, and finally they ascend. But here is where everything changes. That leads me to the level 2 of my micro offer ecosystem called micro workshop. I ran a workshop. It was a 5-day live workshop that I did, and I kept the room intentionally small only for first 10 people. All of them paid $197 to be in that room, and each day I was inside the workshop live teaching them 90 minutes every single day. Now, this is where most coaches fail on it. I intentionally kept the room small rather than going for a bigger room, because I knew that I want people to get the best result out of this workshop. It was not just some hype up challenge or some event stage show and all. What I wanted the people to feel inside that workshop with this small room, they feel like seen, and they got a feedback from me. Everybody was like literally doing their homework. They were posting in the private Facebook group, and within 5 days, people started getting results. Now, the show up rate inside that workshop every single day was almost 100%, because again, people did not buy the course that they were thinking to use it later on. They bought the live event. That's why the show up rate was 100% almost. This is the power of a paid event, and it is much more powerful than just a paid online course. Now, within the workshop, I introduced my sweet spot offer, or you can do a high ticket offer. This is the level 3 of my micro offer ecosystem. Now, the problem is most coaches who are trying to do high ticket selling, they are using this cold approach to connect with people and trying to sell to the people who barely knows them. They are doing like cold DMs, cold calls, cold audience. No wonder why their conversion rate is only 1 to 2%. The truth is this: you cannot shortcut trust. You can have a beautiful sales page, an amazing VSL, or the best client testimonials, but nothing, I mean, nothing can beat the 5 days of genuine value delivery. This is what I did in the first 4 days of my workshop. I did live teaching, I did feedback, I provided that, I gave a homework, people implemented that thing, and then I made an offer. On day number 4, I made an offer which was over 6 months coaching program called Micro Offer Accelerator, which comes with weekly live sessions with me. They get the accountability, they get obviously the results that I showed them. They are getting the exact accountability support system, live coaching element within this 6 months coaching program. Now, interesting thing what happened, 5 out of 10 people said yes to this offer, and I did not even have any sales page for that. I just presented my offer through the slides, I sent them the payment link, I pitched this offer live. 50% conversions that happen over there. It was not a pressurized sales. They got a special discount, they got a special offer just because they were a part of this particular 5-day event. They spent their time with me, and for that reason they got this. There was no fake scarcity or urgency. They got the special offer, they got the time to think about it, and it was the non-pressurized sales. I did not even hop on any sales calls to make those sales. 5 out of 10 people bought my sweet spot offer. Collectively, that made over $9,000. Okay. Now, the workshop model, why it works is simple, because it's the fastest way to build trust, to sell your next level thing, to ascend people from a lower mid ticket to the high ticket. No lead magnet can do it. No webinar. Workshop model itself is the trust accelerator, and the number speaks for themselves. Now, if you have been struggling to sell your high ticket coaching programs or services, the problem might not be in your offer. It might not be even the price point. It all boils down to one single word, which is trust. And the micro workshop are the easiest and fastest way to build trust in under 5 days, taking someone, charging them $97 to $197 to committing them to $2,000 offer, $5,000 offer, and even more than that. Let me show you the complete honest breakdown of all the numbers. Now, if you remember, I told you 10 people joined my $197 workshop. So that becomes 1970, almost $2,000. And out of those 10, 5 of them upgraded to my sweet spot offer. Now the current price of sweet spot offer is $1,997. They got a special discount, special offer. If you do this math, it becomes $10,000. But let's say they got discount and I'm only calculating $9,000 because they got a special offer. They were a part of the workshop, right? Now, if you combine them together, it is becoming $10,970. So it's like almost there for the $11,000. Some people paid in payment plans. So that's why I mentioned about how I made $11,000 with just 10 people inside a small room. Now, the interesting part is, out of these 10 sales, 3 of them actually came from a $7 offer, which I showed you that I'm currently running ads on. It was the part of this L1 offer, micro offer that I mentioned, paid ads that I'm running. 3 of these people bought my $7 offer, and when I presented my workshop offer, they saw that and they decided to go in. So these people from $7, some people even picked up order bumps and all, upsells as well. So they ascended to $197. More interesting part is, 1 out of these 3 people, they got the sweet spot offer, which I pitched. So that become almost a $2,000 sale. So in short, we turned a $7 buyer into a $2,000 client. So here is the complete 3-step framework that we just looked at it. You can steal it, implement it, and run it even with a small audience of like 10 people. Step number 1 is your micro offer. It is an offer that is priced between $7 to $27. You can do even up to $50. You can run a $20 per day ad, $10 per day ad even. The goal of this micro offer is simple, which is to get paid buyers into your world. We are talking about buyers, not leads or prospects. Step number 2 is your micro workshop. That is the event, a live event that you price it anywhere from $97 to $197. You can do even like sweet spot $67, $47. The goal over here, you are inviting or bringing 10 to 15 people into this live workshop. For 5 days, you are delivering value. They are like 90 minutes each day. You are not just giving them teaching part, it is implementation. At each day after the teaching part, after you share your framework or your stuff, you ask them to take action, because action is something that brings results. And as I mentioned earlier, results, when people see those results, they trust you faster. Okay. Then on the day number 4, you present your offer. It can be your sweet spot offer or a high ticket offer, anywhere priced between 1.5K to $5,000 and even more than that, depends upon your experience. You pitch on day number 4 because up to day 4, you have already built the enough trust by giving. Now, results are already happening depending upon what you are teaching, what you are sharing. In our case, we got results. People got their first sale. One guy got his 2 sales. One person who had never built a funnel, they were able to get their funnel live. So there were so many results that happened. And now that people who are committed taking action, that becomes the obvious next step for them, from a workshop to your either a sweet spot offer or to your high ticket offer. And that is the whole game. It is built on 3 solid principles. Low ticket gets you buyers, workshop creates believers, and high ticket is something which monetizes on those believers. You just need 10 people, a right system, and your commitment to serve them to the highest level. Now, here is what I want you to leave with. The $11,000 that we made in the entire week did not came from any fancy funnel setup or complicated sales process. It came from one decision: to serve these 10 people so deeply that buying from me again felt like the most natural thing in the world. And every dollar that you heard in the story is earned through trust, not through some tactics. And that is the business worth building, not the one that tricks people into buying, the one that transforms people so completely that they cannot imagine not working with you further. And that is the micro workshop model. And that is what I'm focusing in my business in 2026 instead of selling courses. Now, 2 things. If you want to watch the replay or recordings of our 5-day workshop where we built the entire system live, the recordings are available at this point only for $47. I'll be dropping the link in the description of this video. And if you want to work with me for 6 months inside our Micro Offer Accelerator coaching program, it is a live coaching program. I'll be dropping the link for that as well. Go check it out. And if this video gave you even a single thing that you're going to be implementing in your business, I would love to hear that. Make sure to drop down in the comments. I read every single one of them. Thanks for watching.